Hello and good day to you. It is travel tips, and today I'm going to talk about the visa exemption system in Thailand. This is because I've had a lot of questions regarding the video I did a few weeks ago about the new online rules for applying for a visa for 18 countries that were announced on the internet, and I think making that video, it wasn't very clear. Well, it was clear, but it wasn't very clear, because by the questions I've had, hopefully this video will sort those out. So hello, the visa policy of Thailand is a system that you must obtain a visa from one of the Thailand diplomatic missions, i.e. the London one for UK. There's a embassy that you have to go to. You can apply now online. It used to be by post, but you have to go and apply online and then forward the details for a visa. The online application form, the e-visa application, can be found on the Royal Thai Embassy London, which is the screen showing at the moment. You can see that you have to send the details by post. So you apply on the website, and you have to send the extra things. So your passport, the confirmation page with the barcode, and your £10 for return postage. So you obviously pay for it online as well. So this is how you apply. This is for visas that you want to stay longer than 30 days. So if you don't want to stay longer than 30 days, or you're going to be travelling around, there are two types. There's a single entry and a multiple entry. The multiple entry must be used within a few months, so it's not very long. So if you're not going to be doing multiple trips within a period of 3 months, it's not worth doing. So from 15th of June, visa applicants in the UK who are eligible and wish to apply by post have to fill in an application form and make payment online before sending their passports to the embassy. The old paper system has been revoked since June 2019, so you cannot do the paper version of it anymore. Obviously, the types of visa can be also to do with your retirement visa. So these are the ones that you can do. So your exemption, which we'll talk about in a moment. So this is more of a tourist visa application. So tourist visa, 60 days. A transit visa, 30 days. A visa on arrival is only 15 days. So you can apply for it, but you only stay 15 days. All of this will become apparent. The other visas that you can do on here is the non-immigrant. So this is for business, work, study, conference, seminar, film production, journalism, volunteer, or for your Thai spouse or pensioners over age 50. So this will be the one that you will need to apply for if you are intending to come and live, or have a Thai wife that you want to go and live with. But as a tourist, and there are a special smart visa, which is a new visa. It's all here on this website. So come and have a look. The 30-day tourist visa exemption is what we're going to be talking about in this video, so don't worry too much about that. The tourist visa exemption is you are not required to obtain a visa. This is like a stamp that you will get that allows you to stay for 30 days at one time, with a maximum of 3 times in 6 months by flight. So that means you go out and come back in 3 times in a 6-month period, and twice over land. So only 2 times a year by going across the border. It's the visa exemption system. So it's a free stamp that you get. So it's, don't confuse it between this one and a paid for visa, which is your other visa that we talked about just now. So what we're going to be talking about today is actually the visa exemption. This is the free stamp that you get when you roll up to the airport. You go into immigration, you hand over your passport and the TM6 that you've completed until further notice. Obviously the TM6 is due to be retired. If it's your first time, then you're going to be having to do the fingerprint setup. It only takes a few moments, but I've never done it for the second time yet, but the first time it wasn't more than a few minutes. You present your 4 fingers and then your 2 thumbs together. So 4 fingers, 2 thumbs, and obviously they do your photograph as well, but what they do is they set up a record on the computer. So every time that you come in, you will put your your fingerprints down to confirm who you are. So this will be from now on, well, this year. What happened for me the first time in October. So it had changed between April and October, and actually came in for my first trip. Now, what we want to talk about is when you roll up there and you present over your passport and your TM6 to the customs, and they stamp it for you. This is a free visa for 64 countries and territories. So 64 have a bilateral agreement on visa waivers with some of these countries in the 64. Now, nationals of 18 countries can obtain a visa on arrival. This is why you purchase a visa when you arrive. So it's not free. You have to pay money. Now, there are several different rates for visa exemption. For normal passports, 5 countries have a 90-day stay, so from five countries, which we'll tell you in a moment. 6 countries have 30 days, so you can stay for up to 30 days. And that's a 30-day waiver, which is slightly different to an exemption where you don't need one. And 2 nations can have a visa exemption for 14 days. Now, there are various diplomatic and service category visa exemptions, but we're not going to be talking about those. So, visa on arrival for normal passports, this refers to the 18 countries that I mentioned in my other video. Now, there is a deal on at the moment. Normally it will cost you 2,000 baht if you're from those 18 countries. However, they are offering it free online if you're providing that you do your e-visa online. See my other video for details about that. So if you're from those countries, then that is what you'll need to do. And this is where the confusion is. We'll look at the countries that actually are affected by this. Alright, so this is the map, which I'll show you in detail. So 30 days are the various green. 30 days with restrictions. The blue, 90 days, so any of those blue ones there. The 5 nations that can get 90 days on a visa exemption. So that means they don't need a visa. You don't need to pay for it, it's free. So these are Argentina, Brazil, Chile, South Korea and Peru. Any of those countries, you have 90 days. They are allowed to travel to Thailand without a visa. It's free. So the ones with 30 days waiver, so holders of normal passports, have a bilateral agreement on visa waivers. So they are allowed to stay. So that means that people from Thailand can go to the country in the same way that they don't need a visa. So it's Hong Kong, Laos, Macau, Mongolia, Russia and Vietnam. The 30-day exemption, so holders of normal passports are granted visa-free travel for a period of up to 30 days. This is granted twice in a calendar year when going over land or a sea border, but there is an limitation when entering by air, which I said earlier, and we are on that list, so you do not need a visa. It is free, but you can only stay for 30 days. There are 2 nations that can stay without a visa for a maximum of 14 days. So the visa exemption, and it's a bilateral agreement. So this is Cambodia and Myanmar. This is for air arrivals only. Then there's a whole load of countries there with diplomatic or service categories, which we're not really interested in for this video. Now, visa on arrival is different to the visa exemption. So this is for countries may apply for a visa on arrival, which allows them to stay up to 15 days at major entry points, whether it's by air or by land. Visa on arrival may not be extended. And this is for 18 countries that we mentioned before. They have to pay, the 18 countries will have their visa on arrival fee waived for 60 days in an effort to bolster tourism numbers. And I discussed all of this in my video. So if you want to know about that, have a look. Right, so just to reiterate, let's just say that you are from the UK. That makes you one of the 51. There's 51 countries that are allowed to enter on a visa exemption, which will allow you to stay in the country for 30 days, and then you must leave the country. This is for a tourism type visit. If you want any other type of visa, you have to apply for it. If you want to stay longer, you will have to leave and come back in. If you do it by air, you can do it 3 times in the 6-month period. So anyway, I'll leave it like that. I hope you found that useful. And don't forget, like, share, and of course subscribe. And I'll catch you again for another one very soon. Bye for now.